through.
Oh yes, I was great.
Hello and welcome to the Computer Weekly 500 Club. We're here to talk to Cathy Holley, partner at executive search firm Boyden, about what it takes to be a CIO or IT director in today's market. So Cathy, have you noticed compared with last year that chief executives are looking for different skills when they're recruiting IT directors?
Yes, I would say we have seen a change. Clearly we are in economic downturn and that has a couple of impacts. But the first is that there is a return to the unswerving focus on delivery. What have you delivered? What shareholder value have you delivered in your current organisation? We got chief execs to the stage where they understood the strategic value of a CIO and that they were looking for visionaries who were great general managers and great leaders. But you know, the economic downturn has frightened everybody, and therefore we're seeing this return to execution and delivery, and I don't think that's going to go away in the short term.
So are more IT directors breaking into the boardroom?
I think there are very, very few that sit on boards, but if you look at the composition of boards, that's unsurprising. Boards are often finance director, chief exec and a couple of non-execs. But in terms of the exec committee, again, I think we were making good progress and more CIOs were sitting on the exec committee, but as there is a return to focusing on delivery and execution, there is a question mark, why would I therefore put this person on my exec committee? Most CIOs who come into a company don't come in joining the exec committee, but when they prove their worth, that's when they might be appointed if they do a really good job and generate some shareholder value.
So what are the skills that IT directors need to acquire to further their career or enhance their recruitment prospects?
Well, let's focus on what they're not very good at. Generally speaking, most CIOs will have a good story in terms of delivering something, of executing something, of making something happen. Politically, they are frequently quite naive and they struggle with the internal politics, maybe not really being aware that they're going on around them. So I think that's an area where they really need to concentrate. And I think, a theme I come back to many times is the stakeholder management, the influencing skills, getting people on side and persuading people to see things your way. IT directors, CIOs are great at logic, at problem solving, analytics. They usually have brains the sizes of a planet, but what they lack is EQ. And I think, again, the CIOs of the future are developing their interpersonal skills.
Now, you mentioned the credit crunch earlier on. Have you noticed that it's had any impact when it comes to recruiting IT directors?
Well, interesting. I see opposing forces. Fewer CIOs want to jump. Clearly, in times that are a little bit tough, you consider your position and you think, is this the right time to move? It's a little bit of a risk at the moment, so lots of people are staying put. However, more are definitely being pushed. So when some companies are doing well and some badly, companies will look around and say, well, if I just shuffled my team a little, would we get a better result? And I think there are lots of CIOs that are finding themselves being gently eked out of the company, edged out of a company. So I think the net result is that the recruitment levels are about the same, but if you need a CIO, you can't do without one. You may choose to halt your recruitment on the mid-level posts, but if you need a CIO, you need a CIO, and so those roles will always be coming up.
Now, there's been obviously significant turmoil in the financial sector recently, and that's meant some redundancies, and I guess IT staff would be part of those redundancies. Any advice for those people? Yeah,
I think now is a good time to take stock. People, particularly in investment banking, but financial services in general, have had a really good time of it. They've earned fabulous salaries, they've had fabulous roles, and some of the happy days may be coming to an end. So they really need to take stock and ask themselves, how much money do they really need to survive? Is now a good time to look at other sectors. Their skills are eminently transferable. IT skills are transferable. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be earning the same money in retail as you did when you were at Lehman's or UBS. So good prospects, I would say, but you may have to revise your estimates of what you are worth in today's climate.
So sort of downsizing your expectations.
Indeed.
Cathy, thank you very much.
Lovely to talk to you again.